this computer. All right. Welcome to our Rise Up training. It's our first Tuesday of the month. It's the 7th of the month, which is kind of weird because usually the first Tuesday is like on the 1st or 3rd or something. So we've had a full week into the month of December. But we hope you all have had a fabulous start. We're like halfway to the cutoff for US and Canada, right? The 15th. So we hope that you've had a successful first chunk of the month and that you can finish strong. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Johnny and his directors. They are leading our call tonight. So Johnny, take it away.
What's up, guys? So we are coming to you guys with like sort of a mixture of things. We're going to talk about excuse busting. I think that's a very great topic to touch on, especially these days. I've been seeing a lot of people posting saying that, you know, sometimes it feels like these LTO launches are a bit much, and the sales that are coming like one after the other, like it just seems like it's a lot. So talking to our group, we just wanted to talk about how to utilize those sales and how to bust through those excuses or those feelings of negativity or whatever it is that you're feeling about it, busting through that and just getting through it. So we have Jessica who might chime in. I know Ashley did for sure want to chime in for sure, Ashley Miller, and then Brandy Barker is on as well if she wants to chime in. So for me and Dee, excuse busting is huge for us. It wasn't in the beginning of our business. You can ask Bree. We literally gave that woman excuse after excuse after excuse to why we couldn't do anything. Oh, she would tell us, oh, you should print out marketing material. Oh, we don't have a printer, we can't do that. Oh, you should do this. Oh, we have 1 million kids, we can't do that. Like, we have 6 kids, dude. Like, we can't just do this. Like, are you crazy? We'd literally give her every excuse that we could in the book. And it wasn't until about 2019, like 3 years after we joined, when we were like, you know what? We do have a lot of kids and we can use them to help us in this business. And we did. They started helping us label things. They started helping packaging orders, even running things out of the car because I did not want to get out of the car sometimes. So they just run it to the door for me, ring the doorbell and run. So I started utilizing the kids and I stopped with the excuses. I've seen a bunch of people under us doing the same things. They're like, oh yeah, well, I did have this excuse, but I turned it into my reason for why I want to do things or how I'm going to do things, or I'm going to use my kids in the time that I have and still work my business. And, you know, it's going to be great. We're going to do it together. So just learning to turn your mindset is huge. It's huge and effective for your business and for your like mental sanity as well. Like with these sales, it can seem like a lot because we have some weeks we have a sale, some weeks we have LTO launches, you know, licensed stuff that's launching, or even sometimes things that are coming back in stock. And it just seems like a lot. And it seems like you don't want to feed all of that information to your customers because you feel like it's going to be like information overload. And it can be true. But the beauty of this business is that you can pick and choose what you want to advertise. You don't have to do everything. Like nothing in the Sensi rulebook says you must market everything we put out. That's not a rule. Like, and if we have that stuck in our head, then we need to get that out of our head because we get to pick and choose. We're independent Sensi consultants. So whatever we want to advertise, that's what you can do. I don't really market a lot of the NFL stuff. I don't care for it. Like I will every once in a while, but I'm not a football fan. I have a favorite football team, but it's pointless for me to have a favorite football team because I don't watch it ever and I never market it. People know that we sell NFL stuff because they see other consultants marketing it, but you'll hardly see me marketing it because it has nothing to do with me. It's not relatable to me in any kind of way. So why would I market it? But Disney stuff, dude, I'm going to market that stuff all day long because I love Disney. I love everything about Disney. Who doesn't? If you don't love Disney, why do you even live in America? Like, what's the point? But I love Disney, so I'm gonna market that. There's stuff in Disney though that I won't market. I didn't really market the Haunted Mansion because not the Haunted Mansion. I did love the Haunted Mansion. There was something else. I don't even remember because I didn't even really care for it. But the beauty of this business is that you can pick and choose. You don't have to feed all of this information to your customers. It's not required. And I see a lot of my people under us doing the same thing. I don't see Jessica marketing everything that we do. Like it would be too much. Our Facebooks would look like an ad place. Like we'd probably get unfollowed and blocked easily if we posted about everything that was coming out all week long. Like it would be annoying to our customers. We would kind of look salesy, and people aren't about that. They don't want that on their Facebook feed. What's up? Oh, I took everybody's towel, so you're gonna have to grab a new one. Okay. Sorry, guys. Love you. Yeah, picking and choosing is a huge thing, and like how you market too. You can do your Facebook, you can use email. I've recently tapped into using the workstation email, and it wasn't locked, it was open. They just walked right in. Oh, sorry. But I've recently tapped into the workstation email, and I love it. It's simple, it's not hard. I actually stole Jessica Harrington's email template from last week's sale, and I just copied and pasted it into my own little workstation email and changed the information. And I didn't really have to do much work, but I still got the word out that there was going to be a sale happening. So choosing how you want to market and choosing how you want to market in your business, it'll help you a lot. It's nothing is required. You don't have to do everything. Like there's nothing in the rule book that says that. And then Ashley Miller, did you want to talk about your quick PRV using these things for that?
Yep. So I won't take up a bunch of time because I think we have touched on it a little bit in some of the groups, but I just know that a lot of my teammates are having success with like $10 gifts and having them ready to go for Christmas for teachers, real estate agents, coworkers. A big one that people are doing they're having a lot of good luck with is they bought the hand soaps that were like, I think they were $10.80 for 3 of them, you know, the holiday ones. And then they're putting in a scent circle, and they're tying a little cute ribbon around it, putting some candy in there and saying, hands down, you're the best around. So people can just give them to teachers. Real estate agents they call them pop by gifts. And so if they're just like popping by a client, they can drop those off. One of my teammates did a post on her Facebook, and a real estate agent purchased 20 of them from her. So just look, she found a sample post in one of the, you know, what's the group called? It's literally a sample post for consultants, and the girl takes pictures. Anyway, so she found a photo in there. She posted it on her own Facebook page, put her own spin, her own words on it, and literally had, I think she said 30 sold by the end of the day. Another teammate of mine posted on her Facebook yesterday and said, who on my page is a real estate agent, you know, asking for me. And I think a lot of people thought that she was probably wanting to buy a house. And so people started blowing her up in Messenger. And she was like, oh, I was just, you know, making Christmas gifts. And I was wondering if you were interested in purchasing any. It was actually Nicole, and she sold a ton of them that way. So, and she's using all sale items for Christmas. So just a quick PRV boosting idea that I was just going to throw out there to everybody.
I like that. I like the one that Dee did too. She used the sale items, the counter clean. No, not the counter. Was it a counter? Yeah, counter clean and the dish soap. Yeah, because they were $6 and $4, and it was $10 for the both, and it's like a screaming deal. So she posted about it, and she did about 10. Yeah, and then you did. I did about 3. I can never do as many as she can. She's cooler. But yeah, it was a quick PRV boost, and it was easy, and people saved money. They like that. Yeah,
it's such a good deal, and I think when people see that you wrap them up, they're like, oh yes, give me that, because I need one for my kids' teachers. That's the big one that I'm seeing, is everybody wants a teacher gift right now.
Yeah, and they like it when it's convenient. So if you do totally the work of wrapping it and making it look pretty, then they're like, do all the work for me, please take my money.
Right. Yeah, especially when you keep it at like $10. I feel like
Mhm.
that's a really magical price point for people for just a great gift.
Yep.
Well, and then if you had them on hand, we had a bunch on hand that we got for free.
Yeah, same.
With our free half off. So I can just, put those together. And that's something too that I'm working full time now. And so that's something that I'm able to come home and just whip a couple of them to, up, because it doesn't take a lot of time, make the little cards and then print like a bulk amount at once, or have everything ready. And then Johnny and the kids can do it, or Jenny can do it, or whatever. So that's been super nice for, quick and easy. And then, if I don't have a lot of time to sit and put, things together, it's still cute and it doesn't take up a lot of time.
Yeah, it's convenient. People like convenience. Oh, and then something else too that I kind of wanted to remind everybody about. I know with all of these sales and stuff and the Disney stuff, license stuff, any license stuff, like we try to like hype it up and like make it the biggest highlight of our business. But there's nothing wrong with going back to the basics. And by the basics, I mean using your catalog. That catalog is for sure. All those products are for sure all season long. So if you go back to the basics and you just focus your parties on just using catalog products, then that's how a lot of us started Scentsy. We didn't have a lot of LTOs or a bunch of these sales like we have been lately. We definitely didn't have Disney back when we started, and all we had to rely on was the catalog. So if some of you guys that are newer are kind of feeling like you're burning out because it's just LTO after LTO or sale after sale, then go back to the basics and touch on that catalog. Actually open it. Have any of you guys even seen the catalog? Do you even know what it looks like? I feel like I haven't even seen the catalog in such a long time because of all this stuff that's been coming out. It's just all this big flashy stuff with like Marvel and Disney. It's just a bunch of it, a lot of it that I feel like I've kind of forgotten the catalog. And I had a customer tell me the other day, she's like, yeah, I got a catalog from you and I'm going through it and I'm going to place an order. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot we have one of those. Like, oh my, yeah, thanks for reminding me. So I definitely recommend that if you're feeling overwhelmed with all of this stuff that's just releasing after a bunch of other stuff had just released, then definitely take it back a notch and go back to that catalog and kind of do it like we used to do it back in the day when we first started. I don't know if you guys actually, Jessica, if you guys have regular consistent sales with catalogs.
I do. Actually, I just thought of something that I should talk about. So can I chime in for just a sec?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have the DL11's corporate office here in Burley, and it's conveniently located right next to Walmart. So like once a month, if I know I have a grocery pickup order, I will text the girl that buys from me at their corporate office, and I'll just say, hey, I'm swinging into Walmart. Do you want me to drop my bag off? And she always says yes. And I have like a grab and go bag that has my testers in it. It has order forms. It has products that they can like open and play with and smell. So it has a fan, some pods, some dog spray, just various stuff. And I dropped that off to her last Thursday, and I picked it up yesterday and had like $250 in orders from people I don't even know. So I don't usually get that much from them. It's usually 100 to 150, but still I can always count on their office to buy wax bars. And one girl even ordered a dog spray. So I just make sure to tell the lady that I work with there to have them fill the order form out completely, because then I can stay in touch with them and I sign them up for the email. So the grab and go bag has been really good for me.
Jessica, were you going to say something?
Hey guys, I wasn't expecting to say anything today. I was actually going to be busy, but my time got freed up. So I was just going to say, coming from somebody that is anxious, if any of you that are on the call tonight are anxious, maybe that's why you have excuses. I can definitely relate. One thing that usually helps me, I like to in the morning with my coffee scroll for ideas. In the morning is kind of my time to gather ideas, see if anything from any of the groups that I am in, if anything inspires me, I will write down only 3 things that I think that I can accomplish within the week. I don't overdo it. I don't keep scrolling looking for different ideas because when you have anxiety, or even if you don't have anxiety, you can really get overwhelmed by just trying to execute way too many things. So maybe think about why are you making excuses? Why is it hard for you to actually execute? Because everybody has the same amount of hours in the day. A lot of us have jobs. Some of us are part-time, but some of us maybe have kiddos at home. So a lot of the reason why we make excuses sometimes is because we have so much going on within our life and also in our minds. And so to just kind of write down what you want to execute within the week, within the day, within the month, short-term goals, long-term goals, that really seems to help me with my anxiety and executing the things that I want to accomplish within that month and within that day. So just not overdoing it. I know that it's easy to get inspired with things that different consultants are working on. You see something really cute and you're like, I'm going to do that. And then you see another one and you're like, I'm going to do that. I feel like sometimes when we get too much in our head and when we're too inspired by everything, I personally shut down. So just taking a step back and just picking 3 of your favorite things and not moving forward and not searching for different things to try to accomplish until all of those things that you originally wanted to accomplish are checked off. And for me, even just the motion of check marking them off feels good. You feel accomplished, you feel really good about it, and your business will thrive from it. So just taking a breather, taking a break too. Like Johnny said, you don't have to, if you don't want to post about all of the different sales going on, you don't have to. It's not a necessity. I skip a few sales because I feel like personally, it is a little bit too much. But maybe some of the people out there, they have maybe they have customers that always are looking for that great deal and they want to post all the time, and that's great. Everybody is different. And I pick and choose. And especially during the holidays, I feel like having ready to go gifts, like everybody was talking on this call so far, just proactively thinking a month before about what you want to put together. So that way you're ready to go, you have a head start and you can hit the ground running from day one. I feel like because I was ahead of the game, I sold all of my ready to go gifts for Christmas at the very beginning of the month. And that's what really has helped me get a lot of my PRV so far this month. But again, I have found this throughout the months. I get too anxious if I try to accomplish too much. So just making three things that you want to accomplish and just go hard for those until you accomplish those, and then keep getting inspired and keep growing. So that's really what I have.
I like that that checking stuff off. I wanted to add to that. If you did something unexpected throughout the week and you're like, I'm really proud that I did that, add that to your list and then check it off, because that makes you feel amazing. Even though you didn't plan it and it wasn't on your list originally, who cares? Add it and then check it off, because you're going to be like, I checked another thing off my list. I don't care how it was added or if I was supposed to do it or not, do it anyways. Do you wanted to touch on this comment or chat?
Maggie, I think her name was. Yeah, Maggie Murphy. She said that she currently moved and she's struggling to meet locals. Close out so I can see. Okay. And so, well, I don't know when I need to see myself talking. I guess I don't know.
Weird.
But meeting locals. We actually had just moved to our local area, and it was actually a completely different town than we had lived in before. So no, it wasn't like hours away from where we lived, but it's a smaller town, a much smaller town. And upon moving here, we saw that there was a consultant that was pretty active, and people knew her well out here. So we were kind of worried that coming out here, we may not get many sales, and then obviously other consultants from the surrounding areas still come to our town to sell or do events or things like that. So we were worried about that. And granted, we had great customers
some
that
lady,
had purchased.
Brandy Barker, her name's just everywhere.
Yeah, gosh, she just comes and steals our territory and she just sets up shop. No, I'm just kidding. But no, so it is small towns. Brandy's a huge director in a town right next to us. Jessica's a huge director in a town right next to us. So we were just worried coming out here that it would be hard because in these small communities, everybody knows everyone. And whenever I'm at an event, I ask, do you have a consultant already? They're like, oh yeah, I buy from Brandy Barker. Cool. Then I'm not going to give you a catalog, but you can have a sample. Let her know if you like that scent. That's something that is huge that I did just as common courtesy, I guess. That just happened to me recently in New Plymouth and Payette when I did an event. But to touch on what Maggie said, getting your name out there, as soon as we came to this town, I just started meeting locals, getting plugged into my community. I was a stay-at-home mom as well. We currently right now have 7 kids. Last year we had 13 in our home. So I get like being busy, and not having time to go out and do things, or being a stay-at-home mom and you don't get out much. That's something that I challenged myself to is we would go out and do things, or I would go to the local doctor's office here, and I started building rapport with them and asking them, can I set catalogs and samples here? Heck yeah, girl, go ahead. Okay, and here's some stuff for you guys. Cool. We get random orders. Or another thing is, once you get plugged into the community, then everybody in that community starts to know that you do sell Scentsy. And not because you're selling them Scentsy, and not because you're, being salesy or pushing it down their throat. It's because you're building a relationship with these people. And then they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, we just met Maggie. They just moved here. Oh my gosh. Oh, and she sells Scentsy. Awesome. Yeah, she's great. You should support her. She's got kids, we've a lot in common, whatever. I started, joining Bible studies because that's right up my alley. So I started joining Bible studies, and those women are always, willing to support you and pray for you and love you when you're in a new community. And, getting involved in your kids' school, and join PTA, PTO, volunteer to work in the classroom, because it's going to spark conversation. The teachers are going to be like, oh, hey, thank you so much for volunteering. What do you do for work? Oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I sell Scentsy full time. And it's going to spark all sorts of conversations and open all sorts of different doors where, you're not pushing it down people's throat and being salesy, but you're just building relationships with people to where they, start to get to know you, and then they want to support you. And that's what's happening here for us, is that people know us now. They know us that we make tamales. They know us that we have a lot of kids, and they know that we sell Scentsy. So you'll see people tag us on the buy sell trade sites all the time. People we don't even know, people we've never met, but they see that we, post in there, or that we've got relationships.
People that don't even buy from us too.
Yeah. And so, I think that's huge, getting your name out there, talking to local businesses, to see if you could set up a warmer, to see if you could leave some catalogs, things like that. Bring them. Somebody just commented about Jessica's mystery box. Bring your doctor's office a cool mystery box to sit in their doctor's office. Bring one for them to share and enjoy, because then, word of mouth, it's going to be huge. Yeah. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, Jessica makes these amazing mystery boxes. Oh my gosh, look what comes in it. Can we get one? Oh yeah, you can get one. So
I like the idea of setting up at different offices. There's an SSD in town here, Stacey Stanchu, not in town, but a couple towns over. She uses dentist's office, doctor's offices like crazy. She'll take them a warmer and supply them their wax, and that's how she markets. She's like, I'll supply the wax here if I can put out my catalogs, business cards, whatever. Like, I'll supply your wax. And they're like, okay, like, sure. And that's how she makes a huge part of her business. I think that's a huge, is again, going back to the basics of how Scentsy used to be and how we used to build our businesses. Anyways, I don't know if we're supposed to go past the half-hour mark, but if anybody else has anything to add in, or Lindsay, if we can shut up and be done.
What did she say? you're definitely going to be a new challenge for myself to actually get out and do some of those things. Yeah. Yeah, definitely challenge yourself to get out there, because yes, you may be an introvert, but those little things are stepping stones to where big doors could be opened for you. Even with, you don't have to be an extrovert to do those things. If you're at the doctor's office, just mention it. If you're at the dentist, just mention it. If you're at your kids' school, just mention it. It doesn't have to be anything crazy or huge, or, you don't have to go stand on the side of the road like I would do. I'd be like, hey, let's be friends. My name's Dee.
And always make sure to remember to add when you meet new people and they ask you, because everybody asks you when they meet you, hey, what do you do for work? Like, what do you do with your life? And a lot of people who do Sensi, they're always like, usually for the most part, a lot of stay-at-home moms. And I hear their answer is always, oh, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. No, ma'am, you are a stay-at-home mom who sells Sensi. That's what you are. Always remember to add that last part, because they're not going to know if you're not sharing that. So just remember to identify yourself as a stay-at-home mom who sells Sensi, or a stay-at-home dad, whatever.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I think all the questions got answered. I was trying to keep up with them, watching and listening. So Danielle asked, how do you do a coupon? So a coupon is a personal special. So you would just do that, like you could make a cute little image on Canva and do like 10% off your next order. And then they have to bring it with them when they order through you. And then you can just give them 10% off, or you can give them $5 off an order of 50. I mean, you ultimately can do whatever you want as an independent consultant. The tricky thing is are you doing it one-on-one, or are you doing it for the masses? And you have to do it one-on-one. Personal specials are super tricky in that you have to be willing to offer them, but you have to know the guidelines around offering them and know that you can't just blast it on social media that you're going to give $10 off anybody that orders $100 this week, because that's a personal special, if that makes sense. So I loved all these ideas. You guys are so awesome. I think that a lot of people just need the ideas. And I like Jessica's idea of like scrolling and trying to get ideas of what she's going to do for the day or the week. I think that that's the great thing about this business, is that we're all super willing to share and willing to do that to help each other ultimately, because we all want each other to be successful. So hope you got something from tonight's chat. Looks like Jess answered the question. I must have missed what she was asking about. Oh yeah, you're answering the same thing, the coupon. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Any questions before we go?
I saw one come through from Rachel asking about grab bags all year long, or just holiday season. I would do all year long, because you can say, I have these grab bags perfect for birthdays, perfect for whatever. People celebrate everything this year. You can say Easter kid baskets for your kids and people are going to be like, I'm all about it. So I would say do it yearly, and then advertise them within, compliance guidelines, of course.
I think it doesn't hurt to try something, right? Like the soap bundle that Ashley was talking about, where you do like the soap and the scent circle. Like, it doesn't hurt to try those things, because what you'll find is you'll discover what your customers like, and then you'll be able to know what you could do in the future. Sorry, I have a kid that is trying to find me. She's so awesome and always does that. Leave me alone. I'm busy, because I'm not responding to a text message right this second, right? The joys of having teenagers. Anyway, any other questions? You guys are awesome. All right, so our last call of the year is next Thursday. I know it's a tight fit between the two, on the 16th, next Thursday. So we hope to see you all there. It'll be a fun call for sure, but thank you all for jumping on tonight. Thanks to Johnny and Dee and your directors, Jess and Ashley. Did someone else share? I don't want to miss. No? Okay. I think Bree is trying to unmute. Are you trying to unmute, Bree? You're like poking on your phone, looking like
I
an idiot.
literally just am scrolling to see who's on here, and I
Oh.
don't know how to use my phone
I'm
on
like,
Zoom.
is she trying to
Sorry. Sorry.
unmute? What is happening?
User malfunction. Don't know how to work the thing.
You're so funny. All right. Well, we love you all, and we hope you have an awesome rest of the month. We'll see you next Thursday, and keep slinging your wax. Bye.